students, good morning. In the previous session we had completed the first division, Thallophyta or algae, in detail regarding their three different group of organisms which are coming under algae. In today's session we are going to start with the next division called as Bryophyta. The next division called Bryophyta. So here these bryophytes will go through the general characteristic feature to understand the properties and also their nature, how they are living and where they are living and what are the other unique nature when compared to all other organisms which are coming under kingdom Plantae right now. Later we will understand the each and one example of two different groups. Here in bryophyte you can find two groups only, and that will go through the classification process later. Here we will start up with the general characteristic features of division Bryophyta. Here the Bryophyta, study of bryophytes is called as bryology. Bryology, it means study of bryophytes only, and who study about this is called as bryologist. Bryologists, right? This is the one most important property, right? Later here you can find these organisms in very moist semi-aquatic region. Semi-aquatic region, that we are telling aquatic in habitat. They found in moist soil are on the edges of rocks, or maybe the tree trunks. Later they can also be found on the buildings. Here we can find the one word called as moist. That means they require a single layer of water for their growth and development. Why we are saying this? As there will be two reasons for this. One is the reproduction is completed only in moist habitat or in water. Reproduction is completed. For the reproduction purpose, they require the sperms to swim. They have to swim to reach female cell or female sex organ. This is one reason. So here we are using the word swim. Swim means they require a flow media, that is water. For this reason they require one layer of water for their growth and development. And the other reason is, here they require a moist habitat because they lack of vascular tissues. They are nothing but xylem and phloem. These two are absent. They are non-vascular plant. That's why these are non-vascular plants. So that they should be present with the immediate water availability. They should be present with immediate availability of water. Immediate availability of water. As they lack with the xylem and phloem are conducting tissues, they cannot able to transport water for distant regions. So that the cells, all the cells of an organism, they should be available immediately with the water. For these reasons only, they are living in the moist condition. And also, we found that these organisms are growing in shady, damp places. Shady and damp places, because the evaporation is increased. The evaporation is much in. As due to the evaporation, if there is a more temperate area, evaporation causes a great loss of water. Causes loss of water. That's why they live in shady, damp areas. Shady entante bislu, direct sunlight is not possible to go there. In that regions you can find the bryophytes. Otherwise there will no bryophytes. For this reason we require the water for the growth and development of the bryophytes. Due to all these reasons, we will able to analyze these organisms as amphibians of plant kingdom. Amphibians of plant kingdom. Amphibians of plant kingdom. See, we'll go to the properties of a complete structure, right? They are not able to differentiate. These are not able to differentiate. The plant body into root, stem and leaves. We cannot differentiate these as due to the lack of many structures. In that important structure will be xylem and phloem. If we want to say that stem, then they require the xylem and phloem for the conducting structures. And also the leaves. These leaves also possesses xylem and phloem. As due to the lack of xylem and phloem, these are just look like a root, like a stem and like leaves. So these are used as a like words. Root-like structure, stem-like structure and the leaves-like structure. And the root-like structures are called as rhizoids. Root-like structures are called as rhizoids, and the organisms of this bryophyte shows two different stages of development. One is protonema stage and other is leafy stage. This shows two stages of development. One is first one protonema stage and the other is leafy stage. Here the leafy stage is arising from the secondary protonema. Idu CET question. Where is the origin of leafy stage? It is from the secondary protonema. And where is the origin of protonema? Then it is from directly sporophyte. Origin of protonema is from sporophyte and origin of leafy stage is from secondary protonema. After the development of sporophyte, this develops the organism into protonema, and later this protonema will become secondary protonema. After the completion of development, they become secondary protonema, and this secondary protonema will develop a gametophytic plant body called as leafy stage. And here for every organism we can find the properties in detail. Here they are dorsoventrally. Few of the organisms are dorsoventrally flattened with a thalloid body where on ventral side there will be a presence of these root-like structures called as rhizoids, which helps in, what is the function of rhizoid anteli 1 mark question na keltare. Dorsoventrally flattened with thalloid body. See, I will show you one example for this. If you take this one as a one single sheet, right? I have written something over here in a pencil. Okay, so this will considered as a dorsal surface, and this will considered as a ventral surface. For example, for us also you can find that this is a dorsal surface and this is a ventral surface for human beings, right? Here, if you consider this as a one of the bryophyte, this considered as a pencil written is considered as dorsal surface, and this is considered as a ventral surface. And the ventral surface is provided with the multicellular rhizoids, multicellular root-like structures called as rhizoids. And on the top surface you can find other more structures. We'll go through that in detail. Right? Here the plant body of a bryophyte is dorsiventrally flattened. Idon sheet flat agide alva. So enagide dorsal surface ide, ventral surface ide, and that is called as dorsiventral surface. And the ventral surface is provided with the root-like structures called as rhizoids, and they are multicellular in nature. So, and later the other few group of bryophytes are also there, where they are dichotomously branched. Dichotomously branched, which are having erect posture, where they grow above the soil surface. Take for example, and my hand is just a soil surface, and below the soil there will be a presence of rhizoids, rhizoids, and those are root-like structures. And as they are growing on the surface, then they are called as thalloid body. And if the group of organisms of bryophyte which grow erectly, andre melegade hogutte, okay na, and those are called as erect posture containing organisms, and they are dichotomously branched. We'll go to understand the dichotomously when we are discussing about funaria. Adana discuss maduvaga dichotomously annodu nimage artha agutte, right? Few of the organisms are there, those are dorsiventrally flattened and they are having thalloid body. And few organisms are there, they are dichotomously branched and they possess a erect posture. And we found that one word called as rhizoids, where the rhizoids are root-like structures present within the soil. Rhizoids are present within the soil, helps in, what are the functions now? First function, to absorb water and mineral nutrients from soil, and the second function of the rhizoids is to give a substrate attachment. So as the plants are immovable in nature, they have to attach to the substratum. So for this reason, rhizoids provide the substrate attachment, one function of rhizoids, and other is absorption of water and minerals from the soil. So these are the functions of rhizoids, where they are present within the soil and they provide other structures above the soil surface, and we'll discuss about the other structures later. And the next property, in case of reproduction, as these are higher organisms, they possess two structures. One is male sex organ, and that is antheridium, and the second sex organ, female one, female sex organ called as archegonium or archegonium. Archegonium. The reproduction can be completed by having the two structures, antheridium and archegonium. Antheridium acts as a male sex organ and archegonium acts as a female sex organ. And here the plant body of a bryophyte, can be divided into a gametophytic part of the plant body. One is gametophytic part of the plant body. The plant body is divided into two, that is gametophytic part of plant body one, and other is sporophytic part of the plant body, and that's why gametophyte and the sporophyte, they are considered as gametophyte and sporophyte. How it exactly looks for us? Here gametophyte will be always 2n in condition, n in condition as it is haploid, and sporophyte will be 2n in condition, that is diploid. When it comes to gametophyte, this is independent one. This is independent one. As it bears rhizoids, they grow their own. They grow on their own, and they don't require any other structures to provide nutrition. But when it comes to the sporophyte part of the plant body, it is dependent on gametophyte for their nutrition and nourishment. Gametophyte, and they derive their nutrition and nourishment from the gametophyte. So that's why you can find gametophyte is gamete producing structure of a plant body. Gametes are produced antheridium and archegonium. See, I have written in the same column. There will be two structures for a plant body. Those are gametophyte part of the plant body and sporophytic part of the plant body, and they are separately called as gametophyte and the sporophyte. And here gametophyte will be N, and it is independent, as due to the presence of rhizoids, they absorb water and nutrients, mineral nutrients by their own, and they are attached to the substratum. So that's why they are independent one. Gametophytic part of the plant body will be independent one. When it comes to sporophyte, this is 2n, that is diploid in condition. It is dependent on gametophyte due to the lack of rhizoids for their own, and they depend on gametophyte for their nutrition and also nourishment. And these will produce as spores, and these will produce as gametes. Here the gametes are antheridium, a male one, and archegonium as a female one. So regarding the general properties, the bryophytes. Here you find the bryology, study of bryophytes. Who study about bryophytes, they are called as bryologists, and they are semi-aquatic in condition. They live in varied regions, and due to they require water, single layer of water for their reproduction, growth, and also the development. And the two reasons are, the sperms has to swim, that means antheridium has to swim to reach the archegonium. So for this reason they require water, one. And other reason is, as due to the lack of vascular tissues like xylem and phloem, as these are non-vascular plants, that's why they are available immediately to the water. So for these two reasons they require water as a major component, and they live in the shady and damp areas. Here, as due to the presence of much sunlight, they form evaporation, which causes the great loss of water. To avoid this, they live in the shady and damp areas. And for all these reasons, we are calling these as amphibians of plant kingdom. And here the plant body cannot be differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Here, due to the absence of xylem and phloem, they can be a root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. The root-like structures are called rhizoids and they possess two different stages of development. One is protonemal stage and other is a leafy stage. This protonemal stage will be sporophytic in nature, they get the origin from the sporophyte, and leafy stage will get the origin from the developed protonema called as secondary protonema. And the plant body will be of two types. One is dorsiventrally flattened with a thalloid body where the ventral surface possesses the rhizoids, and other is dichotomously branched which possess erect posture. And here the word rhizoid, it refers to multicellular root-like structures present within the soil, and the function of rhizoids is to absorb water and mineral nutrients. And it also helps in substrate attachment. The reproduction is aided by male sex organ bearing Antheridium and female sex organ bearing Archegonium. And the plant body of a bryophyte will be of two types, gametophytic part of the plant body and sporophytic part of the plant body, which is independent and N in condition of gametophyte and diploid 2N in condition of sporophyte, and this sporophyte depend on gametophyte due to the lack of rhizoids. So this all about the general properties of bryophytes. Understood?